Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. This is going to be probably my last video of 2024, so that's crazy and exciting. Does anyone else feel like 2024 just flew by? I had so many things go on this year. I had some really crazy major life changes. I had a lot of personal things going on. I had a lot of internal struggles going on. I took a few trips this year. I made some new friends. It has just been a very busy year, and I feel like I woke up all of the sudden and it's like, oh, Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, and now it's literally almost 2025, and that is crazy to me. So in the spirit of signing off on 2024, I'm gonna do a little 2024 year-end review video. We are going to go through my year. We're gonna talk about the highs, the lows, the roses and the thorns. We're just gonna kind of talk about what 2024 was for me as a whole. I feel like this year was not my breakthrough year, but I feel like I really set the groundwork to have a breakthrough year, if that makes sense. So I don't feel like this is the year where I'm ending it and I'm like, damn, that was sick. That was everything that I wanted it to be. That was, I really found my footing and I really broke through some glass ceilings and I'm feeling really good about how this year went. That's not how I feel about 2024, but I also don't feel like this year was a crapshoot in the slightest. I don't feel like it was a negative year. I don't feel like it was a bad year. I have had bad years. I have had years that were crapshoots. I don't feel like that's what this year was. I think this was a really good stepping stone year, and that just makes me really, really excited for 2025 because I feel like really over the last 2 years specifically, I have been doing so much work to set myself up to eventually have my breakthrough aha year where I'm just like, okay, things are good. I feel good. I feel content. I feel like life is good. And I feel like I've set myself up for that. So let's talk about this year, everything that happened. I know I was not as consistent as I wanted to be on the channel this year, so I didn't share as much about my life and things that went on this year. So I definitely want to do a little bit of a recap and really make sure that I get down to the nitty-gritty on some things and just kind of share how this year went. I think first and foremost, though, it is super important to talk about New Year's Eve 2023. So starting this year, this time last year, New Year's Eve last year was such a big moment for me. So that was my 12-month sobriety, which was what my whole goal was in 2023, was to not drink the whole year, to make it the whole year, not drink, be sober. New Year's Eve was supposed to be this aha, happy, I did it moment. And it was I actually don't know if I've ever been more proud of myself than I was New Year's Eve last year. And it's crazy because I felt so good and I was so happy about myself that I thought that when New Year's Eve happened last year, I thought that I was going to celebrate with an espresso martini. That's what I kept telling people was what I was looking forward to. I was like, I can't wait. I'm gonna be 12 months sober. I'm gonna celebrate with an espresso martini. And then New Year's Eve rolled around and I was like, I'm good. I don't really want to drink. I don't really have a desire to drink. So it was an crazy awesome milestone for me, a crazy awesome achievement for me, a great way to start 2024 on such a high note, and just really interesting because I didn't want it to end. And then we roll into January, February, like I said, living in Chicago, freezing my ass off. I survived it. I do think that I deserve an award, and this time of the year was when I realized that I had to get the hell out of Chicago. I experienced living in Chicago for one winter, and I said I will never do it again. So survived that, roll around, we make it to March, which is my birthday month. It's also the month that my friends came and visited me in Chicago for St. Patrick's Day, which was insanely fun. And it also marked the end of my sobriety. So I went 15 months, no alcohol. I started drinking again when all of my friends came up there for St. Patrick's Day. It felt right at the time. I was like, if I'm gonna start drinking again, I want it to be with these friends in this kind of an environment. It felt perfect. So I went for it. I did it. I started drinking again. I was so proud of myself. 15 months is no small feat, no small accomplishment. I never once said that in that whole journey, never once said that I thought I was gonna be sober for the rest of my life. I never put that kind of pressure on myself. I just said that I was going to go until it felt right not to anymore, and that's when it felt right not to. So, hell of a weekend that was. I highly recommend St. Patrick's Day in Chicago to anyone that has not yet experienced it before. Obviously, they turn the river green. Everyone is just so excited. It's been freezing cold in Chicago up to that point. It's still cold then, but everyone's just ready to be outside. They're ready to be going. They're ready to be crazy, and it was such a good weekend. That weekend is also what solidified for me that I knew I was moving already, but that weekend is what solidified to me that I was going to be moving to Austin, because all of the friends that came and visited me were all living in Austin now at the time. So that was a big monumental weekend there in March. It was so much fun and really kind of gave me a vision for kind of what was next. So fast forward to May, that is when I left Chicago. I would like to note that I was still in a jacket whenever I was leaving Chicago. Insane, but I pretty much sold my entire life. I only took what could fit in the back of my car. If you haven't seen that video, I highly recommend checking it out on the channel. Me moving out of Chicago and really having to downsize my entire life into what fit in the back of my Jeep, which is crazy. So I left Chicago in May. I spent June at home in Atlanta with my parents, which is always so nice. I haven't lived at home since I was 18, so anytime that I kind of get the chance to go and spend any extended amount of time at home is nice, and I know that those are, rare occurrences and probably only going to get more and more rare the older that I get. So that was a fun month being back at home in June. It was nice and warm in Atlanta at the time. I also started my new job in June. So the job that I had in Chicago would not let me go remote, which means that I had to find a new one because I knew for a fact I was not re-signing a lease in Chicago. So I started my new job in June, my job here in Austin. Awesome, super exciting. So far, still feel pretty good about it. Enjoy the company, enjoy the people, enjoy the work. We'll see kind of what that progresses into, but nonetheless, very excited to have started something new this year and something that I feel like challenges me. We did move, me and Lou moved to Austin in July. So my first weekend out in Austin was actually July 4th weekend, which was crazy, and it was so much fun, and it has been nothing but a blast since I've been here. Night and day difference to moving to Chicago. Obviously, I already knew a whole friend group that lived here in Austin. I just kind of slid right into that, and it made meeting people and having fun and going out and doing things all that much easier. And so it has been such a seamless experience moving to Austin versus moving to Chicago. But what a fun month that was. What a fun summer it was here in Austin. I mean, it's hot until like literally November. I mean, it's still pretty damn warm outside right now. So summer kind of never ends here, which is really nice, but it was really an awesome first summer here in Austin. And then we went to Vegas in September for one of my best friend's birthdays. And that was so much fun. We had an absolute blast. We were there for 4 days. We obviously did all of the Vegas things. We did the dinners, we did going out. I went on a really fun hike out in Nevada, all the things. I got to do all the things on that trip. So that was really, really fun. I hadn't had a girls trip like that in probably a year or two at that point. So that was exciting. That was fun. I will say that October was probably one of the most insane months that I have had since college, maybe. I don't really know what the hell happened in October. I just know that it was pure insanity. So we had ACL that month. We had a Georgia-Texas game that month. We had 3 different friend groups from Atlanta come to Austin at 3 different times. Something about the month of October like changed me, like changed my brain chemistry. One, it was just nonstop. I never really felt like I got to like decompress. 2, it was a lot of partying. There was a lot of drinking. It was nonstop. It felt like I was on a bender the entire month. It just was the level of socializing was unreal. And I can be a social butterfly, but I definitely have a limit. The limit does exist. And I feel like I pushed it over the limit in October, and it really kind of sent me on a bit of a negative downturn to like such a high that I had been on since I moved to Austin. And I'm going to talk about this a lot more in my drinking video that I know that I have promised y'all, just kind of an update on my relationship with alcohol and kind of where I'm at in my journey. That will be coming very, very soon. And I will talk a lot more about this then. But yeah, I would just say that October was a bit much. It really made me pause and rethink some of the decisions that I had made and kind of take inventory of where I was at in life and what was going on in life and kind of what I wanted and changes that maybe I need to make. And it was an important month. It was a very, very fun month. It was a very fun month. I don't take away from that at all, but it was also a very eye-opening month. And so, yeah, just kind of really made me start thinking about my life and my lifestyle and things that I wanted and things like that. Made it through October though. I survived that month and moved into November, celebrated Thanksgiving here, had a big Friendsgiving with the whole friend group here in Austin, which was awesome. I did not go home for Thanksgiving, celebrated it here. Thanksgiving was the last night that I drank, so I have not drank again since Thanksgiving night. Again, I will talk about all of this in much greater detail in the other video, but that is kind of an important marker for me. And I have, been sober for all of December, and I must say that December has been pretty freaking awesome. It really, really has. I've obviously been sober for a little over a month now. I met a boy. We're not going to talk in depth about that. Just know that it happened. I refuse to jinx anything, so you may hear me mention it a time or two on the channel, but we'll see what happens there. Early days, but nonetheless, putting a smile on my face. My friendships got a little crazy in the last half of the year after October and just kind of the shit show that was that month. But I feel like this month I have really started to find a bit of a steadier pace in my friendships again, and just kind of figuring out a different kind of normal that's maybe not so hot and heavy on the partying and a little hot and heavier on the intimacy and authenticity. And I do feel like my friendships are starting to steady out again. I went home for Christmas, which was nice. Like I said, I don't get to see my family very often, so it was nice to see them for the holidays. And here I am making a video about the end of 2024 and, a big thing for me on this channel is always authenticity and sharing my life and connecting with people and growing community. And I just want to say thank you to every single one of you that subscribe to this channel and come back and watch my videos and leave such kind words in the comment section. And you know, it means a lot to me. And currently, as of today, let's take a look. As of today, there are 916 subscribers on this channel, which just is wild to me. And I am so utterly thankful to every single one of you. And I am so excited for this newfound inspiration that I have again, and for this channel and making videos and sharing my life. I'm feeling reinvigorated again, which is very nice and makes me very excited for what is to come in 2025. So please stay tuned. I am so excited for some of the lineup of videos that I have coming this year, and so excited to continue to build this community and build this channel. And again, thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you back next time.